What is the beef? Cam here. Welcome to another video. Welcome to a bit of content. In these times of need, in these very, very difficult coming weeks, we need to be spreading positivity and we also need to be spreading reality. So before we dive into the video, give us a thumbs up because it always helps getting the message out to other chefs as they're seeing these videos. If you do take something from them, obviously supporting as best you can is really, really appreciated. So starting off this week, obviously we're in the depths of the coronavirus. You know, even where I'm at in Melbourne right now, it really hasn't hit the fan compared to back home. Back home is in full fucking lockdown, but regardless of where you are, we're all feeling it. We're all in a position right now where, you know, our back is to the wall, there's panic setting in, all of these things are happening. Now, the whole point of this video is to share something with you, share a situation that I've seen, a lot of situations that I've seen that follow the same fucking pattern, and something to change your perspective. Once we make it through the coronavirus, this is a story that needs to make it, you know, and change your perspective. So a lot of the chefs within the tribe who I coach, some are a lot of different backgrounds, some in restaurants, some in catering companies, you know, some are running their own place, whatever. Number of the chefs are now in a position where, obviously in Ireland and UK, where the majority of the chefs are, you're now forced into isolation, where you're supposed to take 2 weeks off to stop the spread of the virus. You know, 2 weeks of not going outside, not being in the pub, not being in the gym, generally keeping yourself locked off from the rest of the world, which is essential to us stopping the spread of this thing. And the problem that I see is the work situation. The work situation of a lot of these chefs is the places they're working are shutting down for business, as a lot of businesses have had to, but the problem remains that a lot of these chefs are now on unpaid leave. And even worse than that, and I've seen in a handful of situations, chefs have just been let go completely. Now this situation really fucking pissed me off when I heard it. You know, it genuinely angered me. We're in a time right now where people need to fucking come together. You know what I mean? Where we need to be doing our best to help each other, to make sure that everyone makes it through this thing. Yet we've seen a lot of selfish cunts, you know, a lot of people stocking up on toilet paper at the expense of others, panic buying far more food and stopping the spread for everyone else. You know, we've seen a lot of behavior like that, which happens in situations like this. But within our industry and within what's going on here, this is a bit of a wake-up call. That I'm seeing chefs who've literally sacrificed and broke their bollocks for an employer, giving up days off, extra hours, you know, really sacrificing time, energy, mental health, physical health, family time, relationships to get something done and work. And yet when the shit hits the fan, they've been fucking left out to dry, you know? And it's like, not only do you have to not work for 3 or 4 weeks, but you're not getting paid for it. So you have to fight off a virus and fight the fear and the panic that's going on in the world, and then we're going to take your income away from you so you can't pay your bills. That for me really rubbed me up the wrong way. You know, it really angered me. And it shows that there's a massive problem in this industry. And as every one of us goes back after this virus has gone through and we've made it through the difficult time, you know, and as you go back to work, this is going to require a think, you know, really a change in mindset on what your priorities are in your life. If you've been killing yourself for someone for so long and they let you down like that, there's an issue there at play. Who are you killing yourself for? Honestly, who are you killing yourself for? Who are you going in on your days off for? Oh, we're short-staffed for this and that. Yet when it comes time to save you, they weren't there. They leave you to fucking drown. It's a real issue. It's a real problem. And it's not just 1 or 2 cases. It's the majority of cases that this is happening. And I understand, employers, you're not fucking made of money. I understand that it's difficult running a business. But we've also got to understand that, you know, the people with some form of authority, with some form of power, you're going to have to take a financial hit. And you shouldn't, just to save your fucking business, sacrifice the people who break their bollocks for you. That's not it at all. That's not the way to do things. It's a really fucking archaic, old school, negative way of doing things. And I think as we go through the problem that we're having right now as a species, you know, as we have this problem as a species, it's vital that we're united in fighting it. But if you're an employer and you're putting someone on unpaid leave for 4 weeks and they can't pay their bills, or you're letting them go because your business is not going to be making money, that is fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? I honestly feel that is fucking bullshit. And it's very, very, very unfair. And it outlines the problems in this industry. You know, and obviously there are some great employers, and I've talked to some great employers in the past while, you know, restaurant groups who are really taking it seriously and trying to take care of their staff. And I'm sure there are, you know, many stories like that. But in a lot of cases, it's not. You know, a lot of cases, chefs are getting fucked over, whether that be in this situation I was talking about that I've heard of, it's catering. You know, a chef with a young family, 3 kids, a missus whose job is in jeopardy as well. And basically, throughout this, in the catering company, this guy deals with one unit. That unit is now, you know, closed down for the foreseeable future. The employer has dozens of units, all generating income, and won't pay this chef for 4 weeks. So now the guy is back to the wall, doesn't know how he's going to feed his family through a time of absolute fear. It's fucking insane. You know what I mean? It really is. It's fucking insane. So I don't do this to ruffle feathers for no reason. I do this because I want you to start thinking about how you are treated. You know what I mean? About who you break your bollocks for, and whether those people are whether they truly have your interests in mind, or else you're being exploited. You know, it's a real thought process for a lot of people. I know for me, I sacrificed so much for many years, regardless of coronavirus. I sacrificed so much for many years, you know, with very little coming back my way. You know what I mean? Of just being programmed to break my bollocks and do those hours and sacrifice time, sacrifice energy, and put in the extra hard yards for people who didn't really give a fuck. And I want you to think about it if you're doing the same. About when you come back and when you get through this corona thing, you know, are you going to go back into that? So that's what I thought I would share today. A very, very, very disappointing trend that I'm seeing across the board. Again, I don't do this to paint every employer with a bad brush, because I know there's fantastic ones out there. I know there's ones out there who are taking care of their chefs, who are fucking, you know, trying to pull people together and make sure that we all get through it as a unit. But there's also people who have just left them out to dry, especially left chefs out to dry, who have fucking killed themselves figuratively for the job. So with that in mind, this week will be all about strategies for fighting this thing. You know what I mean? And mindsets, physical stuff that you can do, you know, small things. And I'll give you this advice before I leave. For all the chefs in the group that I coach, you know, I said ultimately there's things that are outside our control. You can't stop this thing from fucking spreading. You really can't. Peter, 50,000 bar staff, that's a very true statement as well. You know what I mean? They're in the exact same boat. But this week you are not going to be able to stop it from spreading. You know, you're not going to be able to stop this thing from fucking kicking off, but you can control your own body's, let's say, defenses. So we all have an immune system, the thing that's responsible for fighting infection, fighting disease. For all the chefs, I set a challenge, and it's called the Daily Dose Challenge. What does that mean? Well, it's like every morning we wake up, I have a shot of apple cider vinegar, doubling down on my vitamins and minerals, plenty of fucking water, you know, and just making sure that I'm sipping vitamin C throughout the day. Then at every single meal, I'm doubling the dose of greens. If I'm having a shake, I'm putting 2 handfuls, 3 handfuls of spinach into that. Every meal, if we're cooking up a pot of chili, which I'll be doing later on today, it's like every meal will have 2 handfuls of spinach at each one, just to get the greens up, get as much vitamins into your system as you possibly can, and ultimately put your body in the best position it can to fight this thing. Outside of that, when it comes to exercise, the gyms might be closed, that's fine. You are not going to catch something going for a run, you know what I mean, in an open space when you're not coming in contact with other people. There's a very low chance that that's going to happen, but it will also massively impact your mental health if you get it done. So I think it's important that what is within your control, you are controlling. You know, I will be moving every day. I'm not going to let this thing stop me. It mightn't be perfect. I mightn't be able to get to jiu-jitsu. I mightn't be able to fucking get to the gym, but I will be going to a park. I'll be doing a bodyweight session. I'll be going for a run. You know, I'll be controlling what I can control, and I'll let the rest take care of itself. And I hope you do the exact same. This week will be all about giving you those strategies and helping you out and giving you as much tips as I possibly can so we can fight through it. It's a time to lead. It's not a time to panic. It's not a time to give in to fucking fear. You know, if we all have people who depend on us, it's up to us to step up and be the fucking leader through these hard times. That's what it's about. That's why these fucking things test us. It's a wake-up call for all of us. you know. So it's time to step up. Anyway, guys, much love to all of you. Thank you all for jumping on. Fucking 20 lunatics on the live video. Where would you get it? You'd only get it in Corona fucking week, so sure, look. Guys, thank you so much. See you later.